So we're nearly a week into the Switch Black Friday eShop deals and there's still plenty more to dig through, but today I have near 20 games for you all covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. Now I do have 3 videos live already on this sale, so do find those in the pinned comment below, and as always if you do enjoy the video, subscribe, helps out the channel a huge amount. We're pushing for 60,000 subscribers to close out 2023. Right now we are less than 3,000 away, so each one of you makes a massive difference. As always then, later in the video we do have 2 winners to announce for 2 $10 eShop gift cards and 2 more to give away. To enter, drop a comment down below and those winners will be announced in next Saturday's video. With that out of the way, let's get into it. Infernax is an action platformer with Metroidvania influences. It's a tribute to the world of 8-bit gaming. Now I got my hands on it post-release, I have no regrets, although I will add those who get easily, frustrated might want to approach it with caution. Definitely a challenging game. Now the game then spices up the traditional platforming formula by allowing you to purchase new weapons, armor and items, definitely adding a touch of RPG elements. What really makes Infernax stand out though is how leveling up changes your approach to the game and the multiple endings that depend on the decisions you do make throughout the journey. The storyline, it revolves around your character returning from war to find the kingdom in chaos plagued by corruption and various beasts. Now it's basically your quest to save the day, and it's a new low price, 30% off. Young Souls is a unique pick for beat-em-up fans looking for something a little different. This game goes deeper than most in the genre thanks to RPG mechanics and a world that allows exploration between missions. Now at review I noticed some frame rate issues, but these didn't significantly detract from the experience, and the story follows your quest to save a foster parent who has discovered a goblin world and subsequently been kidnapped. Now as the goblins plot to invade the human world, it's up to you to thwart their plans. Visually, Young Souls is incredibly stylish, it features solid combat, gear and exploration, and it's currently available at a new low price with 50% off. You can check out my full review in the pinned comments. Midnight Fight Express is a great choice for brawler fans. You can find my review in the pinned comment. Now this isometric brawler has you fighting against a criminal organisation intent on taking over the city. I was really impressed with it. It's challenging but definitely fun. The visual style as well is particularly striking. It's kind of minimalistic but very effective. Now, as you do progress, there are opportunities to level up. You can find weapons. You can even change your wardrobe, which adds a nice touch to the gameplay. There are also then some unique locations like a game studio that turns into this, weird pillow fight. It's definitely a unique game. Personally, I think it's a winner, one of the better ports on the system as well, and now it's available at a new low price, 40% off. A couple of obvious ones here, but we don't see sales on them all that often, unfortunately. However, they are trapped to the usual Nintendo 33% discount that they do every single season. Link's Awakening, first up, it's a classic that really needs no introduction. Now, as with any game associated with the Zelda franchise, comes with the high quality you would expect. This remake of the legendary Game Boy adventure, though, offers an almost isometric action experience, and you'll find yourself exploring an incredible world, hacking and slashing through a multitude of enemies, navigating through dungeons, and trying to figure out your bearings in a place that's far cry from Hyrule. Definitely a big fan of this remake. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is the next Nintendo offering. This title stands out as one of the better iterations of the Warriors format, especially with the involvement of the Nintendo team. Just does a fantastic job here of expanding the world and story that was set up in Breath of the Wild. Now be aware that it does suffer from frame rate issues, particularly towards the end of the game, but overall it's what you typically expect from a Warriors game, taking down hordes of dumb enemies in combat. There is an expansion pass available to purchase as well if you do want an extra dose of combat. Celeste is back, matching its all-time low price, 75% off. It's the cheapest game on today's list. I had to throw it in today because it does expire soon. It is a modern classic though, and I think it's a must-have for every single Switch owner. Now the premise of Celeste serves as a metaphor for overcoming personal challenges as you do ascend Celeste Mountain. While the game is challenging, it is a masterfully crafted platformer with incredibly tight controls. The sense of achievement you do get from progression in this game is just absolutely immense, and additionally it just offers a wealth of content to keep you coming back, including the ultra challenging unlocks. No More Heroes 1 and 2 get new low prices with 30% off each. I've reviewed both of these games as well as the latest third entry. You can find those reviews in the pinned comments. These titles are cult classics where you step into the shoes of Travis Touchdown competing in assassination leagues. Now in the first game, you'll navigate around town doing odd jobs and fighting to become the #1 assassin with your beam katana. It's all about beating your way through the ranks of other assassins. The sequel, No More Heroes 2, finds you starting at rank 51 and fighting to reclaim the top spot. The major change in the second game is the removal of open world elements, plunging you just straight into the action. Both games are wrapped up in this quirky, offbeat sense of humour. It just really defines the appeal of this series, and both of them, again, 30% off. I do think it is well worth it. Then we get No More Heroes 3. This is now available at a new low price, 50% off. Despite some performance issues, I still found a lot of fun in this game. Yes, the open world, the returns can feel empty at times, and the controls during these segments can be somewhat awkward. However, when you get into the mainline boss fights, the game transforms into this incredible experience. Now this time around, you're fighting through the ranks against intergalactic opponents. Travis Touchdown once again returns with his characteristic immature sense of humour, and it just makes for a game that doesn't take itself so seriously, and that is why I absolutely adore the series. Before diving in, you might want to watch a few reviews as opinions on this game vary widely. I am definitely, if you couldn't tell already, on the positive side of the spectrum. Just a quick reminder then, Fixture did sponsor one of my previous Black Friday deals videos, but I love this grip, so I wanted to give it another mention. It is a grip that allows you to play with a Pro Controller. It is my go-to option whether I'm playing in the house or traveling. Now right now they are offering 30% off for all the SwitchCorner viewers, which I seriously appreciate, and I think it's a great deal. So head to the website, use code SwitchCorner30, or even just use the link in the pinned comments. I don't get a kickback or anything, I'm just a big fan of the product, so I wanted to give it an additional mention. Lunark, a fantastic cinematic adventure game, is one I reviewed on the channel. You can find that link below. If you're a fan of old school games like Flashback, then Lunark is definitely worth checking out. Now in the game, you control a character named Leo working for an organization that collects items for research in a futuristic world. The game is filled with over-the-top weapons and unique environmental settings, and while the story might be somewhat predictable, the exploration, combat, and stealthy avoidance of enemies definitely kept me entertained. Be aware though that Lunark might not be for everyone. It can be a bit clunky at times. It's kind of a trait often found in this genre. It's really all about adapting to the game's longer character animations. Currently then, it's a new low price, 40% off, and this one, just a quick point I want to make, it has a banger of a soundtrack too. Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition from Annapurna Interactive is a standout point-and-click adventure game that offers a unique world. As you travel along a mysterious road, you'll encounter a variety of intriguing characters and scenarios. It's a narrative-driven adventure spread over 5 acts. The less you know going in with this one, definitely the better the experience. To give you just a taste, the eShop description paints a, vivid picture. An aging driver on his final delivery for a doomed antique shop, a young woman repairing old TVs surrounded by ghosts, a child with his giant eagle companion, robot musicians, and an ever-present power company and communities struggling against its influence. Currently the game is available at 50% off, that is a new low price, and if you want a beautifully strange and compelling journey, definitely come here. Life is Strange True Colors shines brightly for fans of narrative-driven adventures. It's currently 70% off, a new low price. Now this port impresses with its stellar quality, just both looks and runs beautifully on the system. Quick note on the series, however, while the Life is Strange Arcadia collection was released afterward, it unfortunately didn't match the quality of True Colors, so do keep that in mind. I would perhaps avoid that bundle. Now in this game, however, you play Alex Chen, a character endowed with a supernatural ability to sense and manipulate the emotions of those around her. Following the mysterious death of her brother, Alex returns home to unravel the truth behind this tragedy. If story-centric games aren't your thing, then this might not be the game for you, as its narrative is really where, True Colors truly excels. Wavetale is an action-adventure game that plunges you into a submerged world, tasking you with battling mysterious sea monsters. Now you play as a young girl gifted with a unique ability to walk on water thanks to a shadowy figure that aids her. The story is quite touching and the world is filled with interesting locations, offering a fair degree of freedom to explore. Now while the combat is straightforward, the real joy here comes from the movement mechanics. Surfing on water just feels incredible. It's also worth noting that the game is relatively short, spanning just a few hours, and there are some frame rate issues. You can check out my review in the pinned comments, and currently, Wavetale is 50% off a new low price. Gray is our first winner of the week then, who shouted out there was no US sale for Sifu. Well, that did go live in the day after, so if you still want it, jump on it. Great game with a new low price. Congrats Gray, drop me an email for the code, and everyone else, we have a second winner coming up here shortly in the video. Guardian's Demon Purge is 30% off a new low price. This is an action platformer which uniquely blends a Castlevania-like gothic style with Gun. The game's premise revolves around two sisters working together to break a curse, and along the way, you'll meet a decently sized cast of characters. One aspect of the game that I found less enjoyable is its approach to expanding playtime by making players repeat levels. It can feel a bit redundant and unnecessary. However, the core gameplay itself is good fun. My full review is in the pinned comments, and I'll point it out here too. Through that review, I do call the game Grim Guardians. Basically, the idea here was they originally called the game that at release, then just a few weeks after, they actually had to rebrand it to Guardians. It seems there was a copyright issue, and yeah, basically that's all there was to it. Return to Monkey Island has been long awaited by point-and-click fans despite initial uncertainties about its visuals. I personally really like them. The game excels in its writing and humour, perfectly capturing the essence of the series. Of course, the cast is as likeable as ever, and the game does a fantastic job of appealing to both newcomers and long-time fans. The storyline then involves recounting the adventures of uncovering the secret of Monkey Island to our son, and yeah, true to form, it features some brilliantly crafted puzzles. This installment picks up immediately after the events of Monkey Island 2, and it's a new low price, 40% off. Dizzle is our second winner then, who couldn't wait for Disco Elysium to go on sale in the US. If it's not obvious, last Saturday Black Friday deals were live pretty much everywhere except for the US and Canada. That one though, like Sifu, is also live now, well worth it, incredible game. Congrats on the win, Dizzle. Drop me an email for the code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance in next Saturday's video. Dragon Quest XI-S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition is arguably one of the best RPGs available on the system. Now if you're curious about it, there's a free demo available, great way to kind of get a feel for the mechanics, see if it suits your taste. If you find it's not for you, simply delete the demo and you are all set. An additional feature that does add to its appeal on the Switch builder is a 16-bit visual mode, definitely adds an extra layer of charm. But yeah, try out the demo, it's a risk-free way to explore this one, so I'll basically leave it there, but it's 30% off, it's a price we've seen before, but of course it's Dragon Quest, it is just well worth it. And that's the video down. Remember to check out all of my other Black Friday deals videos in the pinned comment below. A shout out then to the channel members and the Patreon members who go above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. Helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.